Holy shit, boys. Look at that. This is the first time I'm recording like this. Look at this. I mean, like, I recorded one of the Walking Dead episode with this, but I never fuck with this. Look at that. Okay, so let's do the tier list. I'm on that tier list train, okay? It's cool. It always has been a meme for a long time. I just woke up. It's kind of like those kind of memes where it happened a long time ago and then it died out. And then just after so long, all of a sudden, it just pops back up again. This time it's because of E-Dubs did a video of the fast food tier list. And he accidentally just triggered this entire fucking trend on YouTube where everyone is doing tier lists on various sorts of things now. So I thought, let's do the studio logo tier list since no one else is doing it. I just thought, oh, this is such a creative, original idea. Oh my god. As a disclaimer, everything that I'm doing in this video, it's gonna be objectively correct, okay? There is no other answers to everything because everything I'm doing right here is objectively correct. So if you have different opinion, you're fucking wrong, okay? Let's do this. I'm judging based on how they look like and how they present on the screen. I selected actually a lot that you see all the time on screen. So let's just jump into it. Let's start with Columbia. Columbia is special, okay? Columbia, I really like the music that accompanies the picture thing going on. And it's when I remember when I was watching Spider-Man when I was a kid, this is the first thing that shows up. This is an A list, okay? This is an A tier. Warner Bros, it's another ball game because they change things, right? And Warner Bros, when it comes to Matrix or other movies, they always redesign their logo to make it fit in the movie in a way. I really appreciate it, but when it's just the normal fucking logo, when it just like that, it presented like that, it's kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie. So I'll put that on A list, but just remember, he can change. Okay, Warner Bros can change. He has a flexibility that nobody else has. Okay, so let's just stop right there before I do anything else. I think most logos that I pick here are not that bad looking. So I would expect maybe like a curve here, S to C to be more, and then D, E, F just kind of like it sways to the left, sways to the right. I don't know. It's a bell curve that sways to the left, I think. Whatever. Okay, so focus feature, I really like focus feature because every time I see it, you know it's going to be a chill film, right? Like Lost in Translation has it, Tully has it, I think. Those kind of chill films that every time I see focus feature, it's cool. It looks like cereal in the middle. So I will put this on C. That's a C tier, okay? AMBLIN, this is dope. This is Spielberg stuff, okay? This is freaking dope. It has E.T. homage over here, and I think everyone can appreciate that. And E.T. is such an impact on the film industry and a lot of people's lives. So, you know what? This is the first S tier. Marvel, it's another thing because it's its own thing. The fucking badass part about Marvel Studio logo is that it doesn't accompany with anything else except for if you're Spider-Man. So let's say for Endgame, for example, just came out like 2 weeks ago. I remember watching that, and then but the Marvel logo, and when it fades to black, there's nothing else. It's just Marvel. It's its own thing. Every time it starts with all those films that happened in the MCU before, like Iron Man, Hulk, and the first Avengers or whatever. This is its own thing. This is an S tier all the way, boys. Universal, it's also really cool. So I am going to put Universal Studio on S tier just because of how iconic it is, and then how good the music is. And also Universal, it's a view from the universe. I mean, yeah, whatever. Film 4 is another thing. You don't see this too much, but every time you see it, you're trying to remember it. At least I do. It starts off with the building, and then it kind of descends into this kind of lobby area, and then there's a 4 and a film in the middle. It's kind of cool, but there's really nothing really special about it. This is a D tier. Pixar, do I need to say more? Pixar is an S tier. Walt Disney is an S tier. The music is fucking awesome, and I love the thing that goes across the castle. I don't know what's that called. Paramount, it's another Warner Bros. Kind of situation, right? Because it changes. Like, for example, for that Steven Spielberg's Raiders of the Lost Ark, he fucking blended that logo in so seamlessly. And also Transformer also did the sound effects and everything, but this did not do as much as Warner Bros. But it's still just as good. So this is an A tier. Sony Pictures. There are a lot of variation regarding to Sony Pictures. This is just one of them. There's Sony Classic. There's just Sony, just the text Sony, and then it kind of blinks, and then we kind of zoom in on the Sony, and then we goes into the text to whatever is next. So Sony is actually pretty cool. That's a B tier. Okay, that's a solid B tier. SYNCOPY is Nolan's. That's an A tier. Like, I like the maze design. I like how it sounded, SYNCOPY, and I know how it represents kind of everything that Nolan stands for and what he has been talking about for the last fucking decade. So yeah, that's an A tier. A24. This is special. Okay, I feel like recent year A24 has been fucking busting through everything. Mid-90s, for example, that studio logo, how they do it with the skateboard is kind of cool. And I also like how there's 3 phases to it. First is the line, and the second it kind of comes out, and then third the line. You know what I'm talking about. A24. Oh shit, A24 is dope. Okay, this is a solid A tier. XDX is really boring, but some of them that happened in the past are pretty cool, but SDX as a whole, it's pretty boring. This is an E tier. Monkey Paws. Monkey Paws is a new one that it's Jordan Peele's company. I liked it because it's a really good homage to Get Out, of course. And then it begins with like this. You thought you were in the Orient Express, but really they kind of cut to this thing, and then it's stop motion all of a sudden. So this is cool. It has a good homage. It has a good origin story to it. This is an A tier. Braun Studios. I think this is the worst studio logo out of everything that I have here. This is an F tier. This is just one of the most boring thing ever. The font is horrible. The font is boring. The texture, it looks cheap. This is an F. 20th Century Fox. This is another kind of Universal Studio type situation because the music is so iconic. It doesn't even start. Once the fucking sound design, the fucking beam light starts coming out, the sound design of that, once it comes on, you know what studio it is. This is easily an S tier. LIONSGATE is another thing because LIONSGATE, it has a lot of variations. There's like the one with the gear thing, and there's another one with the gate, and then it opens up, and there's like clouds, and then the clouds kind of fades away, and then revealing the LIONSGATE text. I like the texture, and I like some of the design in the past. This is a C tier. Blumhouse, there are 2 variations of Blumhouse. Usually there's a horror theme one, and there's another like normal movies Blumhouse studio. I really like the horror one, and this one is definitely the horror one. This is an A tier. I like the creepy girl. I like the chair. I like the door. Blumhouse is an A. Legendary, it's okay. Legendary is really nothing else to it. I would say this is a C tier, right over here. DC is kind of like Marvel, but DC has more variation to it because it has what Marvel did. Like you see all the superheroes before the DC text reveals. That's another one, and then we can do like Shazam. It just fucking boom DC, and then there's lightning on top of it, which is cool. It's quick and it's simple. DC, it's an A tier. The music is not as good as Marvel, I would say that. MGM, another classic. This is easily an A tier. We're running out of space here. This is easily an A tier. Summit is another thing. I think La La Land has it, but there's really nothing much to it. The design is okay, but like there's really kind of boring. This is a D tier. Amazon Studio. This one is actually pretty cool because it kind of tries to fake how shiny it is. If you have seen the entire studio logo, it's really shiny. There's fucking lights everywhere. This is a B tier. I think it's pretty fun. New Line Cinema. A lot of classic movies had this. But I thought New Line Cinema is just like a bunch of pieces coming together forming this logo, New Line Cinema. This is a D tier. it's kind of boring. 21 laps. I like the visual that kind of leads up to the 21 lap logo. I don't like the music. It's way too weird. It doesn't really fit. It's way too epic to what's really going on with the thing. This is as well. This is a D tier as well. Film Nation is pretty cool because there's this bridge type of kind of animation that leads up to it. This is a C tier. Neon, I really like the simplicity it has because it's neon and then it's presented in a neon light and then it kind of flickers and then flicks on and then that's it. It's really simple and cut and dry. I like that type of design. This is definitely a B tier. Okay, this is pretty good. I really like those. I mostly like short studio logos. I like DC does it, A24, but you know, even some like 20th Century Fox is kind of long, or Walt Disney is kind of long. They look so good. They're so visually appealing that I just like fucking, you know. Bad Robot is trying to be cute with the robot thing. It kind of goes in and out of frame and until he stops in the front of the screen. Bad Robot, it's okay. This is a D tier. Netflix, as I said, I really like how short it is. It's just boom, Netflix, and that's it. It has like a cool sound effects, and that's it. This is right with Neon. This is a B tier. Orion. It's actually kind of cool how it has that film grain kind of type of effects it has, but when you strip that apart, there's really nothing else to it. So Orion is a C tier. Are you still with me? Are you still with me? Holy moly. Now finally we have TSG. TSG, I always like TSG's logo for some reason. I think it's because we have this man shooting an arrow through all these fucking axes, but it's so quiet, and the music that accompanies it, it's also really subtle, really chill. It kind of complements what's going on screen. TSG was okay. This is a D tier, I think. It's not a bad one, but it's also not great. So there you have it, everybody. This is the official studio logo tier list. There are obviously a lot more studio logo, but I can't really include them because, as you can see, there's not a lot of space over here. If you have any other opinion, you're probably wrong. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment, and I don't know, fucking hell. I'll see you next time. Bye. How do I close this?